Yo, as a kid, I couldn't protect my mom and I cried from all the chaos jumping in the house, the drama and fight.
What up, y'all? We on Real Talk TV. Skinny Boy, Young Murdoc, Wildcard.
I'm thinking no options, I'm thinking no profit. I'm thinking the people I loved and the people I lost. I'm thinking about beauty. I'm thinking
back to attack you, a trap with a hatchet, the wrath of the jackal. I'm at with magic. I'm back on the path and imagine you trapped in the bag of a vacuum and back in.
Yo, we're sitting right here. We're about to do a little interview with Wildcard. I'm real happy that you came out here. I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. You know, keep it natural, keep it real. Real Talk TV. So basically, I want to ask you. First thing that came to my mind was, what does Wildcard mean?
Basically, in a short answer would be that it's an unforeseeable factor. You know what I mean? That's one of the definitions. So usually cats think that they know what I'm gonna do when they see me, you know, and that's been my way coming up. They would judge me prior to me rapping or doing anything, you know. So I just took the name as far as like they didn't know I was coming. You know what I'm saying?
Like an unpredictability.
Exactly.
No, Wildcard. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
San Gabriel Valley, California. Pasadena. Born in San Gabriel, moved to Monrovia, South Pasadena, lived in El Sereno for a little while. But I say San Gabriel Valley is like the blanket area that I ran around my whole life, you know.
So that's your hood right there.
Right there, yeah. I live in Spokane, Washington now, though.
So you moved?
I moved, yeah. In 2004, I moved up to Washington State with my grandpa. He sold his house in LA and we moved up there, you know what I mean? And I just been up there with him.
All right, so we got Wildcard from Pasadena, San Gabriel Valley. Now you're in Spokane. All right. Well, let's get to some other shit. Let's talk about your music. You know how, what other artists inspired you or motivated you to create the style that is so unique that you have today?
Okay, a main group was the Grave Diggers. I don't know if you know like the Grave Diggers, but the Grim Reaper from the Grave Diggers, who's now dead, you know, was somebody that really gave me a lot of inspiration. You know what I'm saying? His like crazy sort of out of the box style. You know what I mean? That was a big deal for me. Of course, you know, Eminem was tight. Still is tight. But when I was 17, when that Marshall Mathers LP came out, that was cracking. You know what I mean? That was like the summer of love for me and shit.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And Outkast, of course, Big L, the punchlines, all that. That was just like fucking candy for me too. You know what I mean? And I'm a big punchline fiend as well. You know, I like all that punchline shit. You know what I mean? So he's a big inspiration. You know, but yeah.
Okay, well, I'm also aware that there's more to Wildcard than just Wildcard. Where you have a DJ or multiple DJs?
Yeah, a couple different cats that I mess with. DJ Bowflex in Spokane, DJ Wax 808, they both have my back, you know what I mean? Yeah, those are the two main dudes, you know. But I don't have one right now with me, just like in my clique too. So DJs, if you want to fucking back me up, you know.
Who's the man behind the guitar?
Okay, so that is my dad, man. People ask me, is that really my dad? That is my dad, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
He came from obviously the classic rock generation and shit, the Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, all that. And that's kind of the unique sort of tone to my style as far as mixing the music together. I've always liked blues. People say like rap rock, but it's not like, you know, like metal and rap and shit. It's like blues. You know?
It's like Everlast. I hear a lot of that.
Yeah, he's definitely
you know what I mean?
in that sort of
soul.
field and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But even like old school, way old school blues and shit, you know what I mean? That I've always wanted to fuse the blues and rap thing together, you know? That's been like my main idea as far as musically behind me, you know what I mean?
So I would automatically assume that you being able to not only make music, but to make music with your father is something very special.
For sure, yeah. Especially we've had a rocky life, you know what I'm saying? He's been in and out of prison and whatnot. And in the beginning of my life, you know, he wasn't really there. And he'll tell you this too, so I'm not putting him on blast, but you know what I mean? He was into drugs and whatnot. And I didn't really have him there when I was young, you know? And that sort of fueled my anger too growing up. And part of like the reason why I rap with like the ferocity sometimes, because I still got the anger, you know what I mean? Sometimes, I mean, I'm a grown man now, but once in a while, if like my buttons get pushed the right way or something, I can still feel like that angry teenager in me, you know? And this music, which came to me when I was a teenager, is still like an outlet that I use when problems happen and shit, you know? But for sure, it showed that like things can change, you know? Because now he is there, and he's in the band and shit, you know what I mean? So that's definitely a different thing I think that anybody else has going on right now too.
Oh yeah. It's all the family.
Yeah.
Magic.
So people want to know a little bit about Dead Poet. So can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with that?
For sure, yeah, that's my boy. He was my main partner in rhyme, you know what I mean? He still is, but he's doing 10 years for bank robbery right now. So in 07, I met him in 04 when I moved up to Spokane. We started rapping and just sort of just doing our thing together, like, you know what I mean? When you're rapping, you always want to meet some other cat who's got that type of skills, you know? And he had it, and we just were going off each other, you know? And I made Dark Night of the Soul, which was my first album. He was on that, and then we did a collab album at the same time called Setting the Bar. And he got arrested for bank robbery right in the stage, right before the CD was gonna drop. So he never actually held a physical copy of the disc, you know what I mean? Like, I was going to see him through the glass and like showing him how we were gonna do the cover and all the shit, you know? And yeah, man, but I still talk to him, man. Still, obviously, I put money on his books. I visited him out there, you know. But yeah, he said not guilty. They took him all the way to he took it to the box, and then he was found guilty anyway, so he got the maximum amount of time, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
He took it to trial, right?
Yeah. But he's still doing good, still rapping. He's actually on my new album, The Odyssey, too.
Dope.
You know what I mean? That's something we did too. One more game song. He's on there. You know what I mean? It's talking about. It's probably the realest fucking rap track I ever heard. You know what I mean?
And you need to hear it since it's real talk. What was the first mixtape or recorded song that you ever actually dropped?
Okay. Let me see. I went to a boys' home when I was 16, and I really started writing there, you know. And when I came out, I had a song where I was shooting my dad, you know what I'm saying? So when I came back, he actually had cooked drugs in this old back house, you know what I mean? And then he went to prison, and then I turned this old back house into my little studio, you know. And we used to call it the lab and shit. But I didn't have no real equipment. It was like a goddamn karaoke machine. You know what I mean?
That's a pro.
We were just it was a Singleodian, bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, we were fucking with a Singleodian, bro. And
that's real.
Hey, it was serious.
That's underground.
That's real underground. Because we had the 2 cassette tapes. You know what I mean? And you play the beat on one and record on the other. And that was the first thing I ever laid down. And it was on a Dre beat too. It was that 2001 CD. You know, the Dre 2001 shit. He had the instrumentals out too, so I had them in there and I put it together, man. One try bow, you know. And I was playing it for all my homies, you know what I mean. And but the first real like professional shit that we put together was a song called Liquid Red that ended up on Dark Night of the Soul. And that was the first one where my pops played the guitar to it, and we kind of sort of saw like maybe we have something here, you know, with this guitar shit going on.
Keep bringing that in.
Yeah, and that was in 2002 by the time we did that, so yeah.
Cool. Fucking Wildcard.
Is that alright if I pull it out?
You want me to hold it? You want to hold it?
You hold it, dog.
I'm gonna hold it.
Bow right there.
There it is.
So, it's the Odyssey right here. Wildcard. What's the concept behind this album?
I really like the book, The Odyssey, on the Odysseus' adventure sort of thing. You know what I mean? And it's all the different psycho bitches and fucking people trying to kill him and all the shit going on the way. You know what I'm saying? So, in every single album I have, I'm gonna have a different, at least for the first 4, a different suit on the front. So the first one, Dark Night of the Soul, had a spade with the Angel of Death in the middle, and I knew I wanted to stay with the same sort of, like strong. Yeah, I like something with like the strong, beautiful woman. You know what I mean? And I have a deuce on there with a gun. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, a lot of people do. You know what I mean? So I made this the Heart album. You know, and I was originally gonna do it as a Suicide King because the Suicide King is the King of Hearts. You know, but it just, you know, by the end of the day, Rogue LaRock from Seattle, I just said I need Medusa with a gun, and she drew that shit, man, and put it right there.
You got a tour, Quality Noise tour. You want to tell the people a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is my first official tour right here. You know, the Quality Noise tour. That's the amalgamation of Quality Music, which is my crew and company, and IME from the Sand People in Old Dominion, Heaven Noise Recordings. You know what I'm saying? So we're putting this together. This is right in my hometown. This is one of the dates, and this is gonna be Sunday, May 13th. Your boy Young Murdoc is going to open, and Skinny Boy is going to be hyping him up too. We got obviously IME is going to be on the ticket, Saint Warhead,
and some other cats will be there as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm giving my hometown, you know what I'm saying, the headline. If you need fucking tickets for that shit, you can always get us at Real Talk TV.
Here,
Yeah, Young Murdoc.
Young Murdoc.
Get at my boy Steve
Skinny
Kennedy,
Boy.
you know what I'm saying? Or go to wildcardqm.com, and for pre-sales you can get them on there too, you know. But this is a real special show, man. So if you can make it, it's a month away from right now. Come down, you know what I mean? It's real important to me to give Cali a show, you know what I mean? Since I've been in the Northwest for a while, I've really been polishing my game, and my pops is gonna be playing guitar, and a lot of good shit is gonna be happening. So please come down to it.
Come on, Pops.